All right, let's talk about these potential head coaches for the Pistons that's going around. Who we like and we don't like. I just don't like one of them. Shout out to Detroit Pistons, Detroit Bad Boys, SB Nation. I seen this article. I wanted to get to the computer and do this while I could read it. Read them and read, boys. But hey, check out Detroit Pistons Talks playlist. Hit the link tree. Find me everywhere: X, Instagram, Spotify. Whole nine. Shout out to everybody supporting the channel. It says 6 Piston candidates to replace Monty Williams if he moves on. And we don't know if he gonna move on yet. I don't really trust him to do the right thing and fire him. That's a lot of money. I could just see Tom Gores calling Tarzan Langdon into the office and shit and playing the Staples singers. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. I can see him saying that. Give me one more year with Monty. I won't hold it against you. Troy Weaver probably somewhere. Don't fall for it. Don't do it. Reconsider. Read some litter. JJ Redick, top 10. Never again. Never again do I want JJ Redick. He good for the podcast. I don't even like him calling the NBA games. You know, don't want to hear shit about JJ Redick. I know. I don't end. I know JJ played in New Orleans and all that. I don't. Come on, man. I'm good. I'm good. I don't want no damn JJ Redick. I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no piston love from me. No way, no how in my Rob Parker voice. Don't want JJ Redick. You know, these dudes sound good on TV and all that stuff, and he don't even sound good on TV. This dude don't know nothing about the history of basketball. Absolutely not. He got the complexion for the selection. That's it. Okay. Yeah, I just said that. Take it to the bank. This guy, James Borrego, I don't have no problem with the rest of these guys at all, but I do got a favorite. So basically, he was a Charlotte Hornet coach. He one of them dudes that got the Manolo boot real quick out of there. He has been a long time NBA assistant, got his first head coaching gig with the Charlotte Hornets in 2018-2022. Was never able to get the team off the playoff hump and was dismissed, but he was 43 and 39 in his final season. Seemed like they should have kept him. He was starting to turn that corner, in my opinion. It sounded like. He said that they ain't been right since. The Pistons haven't had 43 wins since 2015. Oh, my God. Only one time since 2008. I'm hoping I'm not saying his name right. Borrego is a hot coach. He came seamlessly to make it far with the Lakers. He remained a finalist for the Cleveland Cavaliers vacancy. Let me also say this. That's a travesty they fired that brother from the Cleveland Cavaliers, Bickerstaff. I think it's Bernie Bickerstaff Jr., or I think it's his son. I would bring him in. He did a wonderful job in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? And they got rid of him. I mean, probably Donovan Mitchell didn't like him. And we we've been like this. They firing players, they firing coaches off of what players think. But then I say this too. That's why the NFL got to fear letting the players get more power, because the NBA players just abusing their power, firing these coaches at will, and then it don't count against the cap. You know. So I like James Borrego. This is another guy kind of like, I like his father, Rick Adelman, Dave Adelman. This is his son. He would be a big swing on a hot and upcoming assistants. He would have a cheaper than more established options like Boy Briorga or Kenny Atkinson seen below. And I say this, especially you paying the guy the contract you paying him, probably don't want to go financially huge, especially, if you can get a young coach that can grow with this team. Adelman, the son of former NBA coach Rick Adelman, seems to have inherited plenty of the schematic creativity from his dad. Adelman is currently a lead assistant under Mike Malone in Denver, and they do a lot of moving the ball, and they move the ball. They do a lot of two-man game, but I like how they move the ball and they cut and how they play offense, and that's what the Pistons need. He is credited with a lot of the Nuggets' offensive attack, and look, you're always going to look like an offensive wizard if you're running your offense through Nikola Jokic. However, leaning into Jokic's strength and maximizing his flexibility gives you the best passing big man of all time, a lot of talent. Adelman is an NBA lifer thanks to being the son of the coach, and he knows the offense. Pistons are different. Someone who knows offense at elite level. He'd be one of my favorite candidates to post if there was an opening for Detroit, and that's if. And I agree. I like everything I hear. I like his father, and a lot of players in the NBA like his father. Offensive revolutionary. So, yeah, I like that hire. Just reading that and knowing his lineage and stuff, I like that hire. I like it. So, that's what I say. I like it. So, definitely like, like I said, I had no problem with the rest of these candidates. Chris Quinn. I think he played in the league, if my memory serves me correctly. If you're looking for a little heat culture in Detroit, Quinn is your man. He just finished his 10th season as a head coach in Miami. Miami has risen to the level where he is filling in coach for Eric Spoelstra. He is forced. He forced. Eric Spoelstra is forced when he forced to miss games. Quinn is heavily involved in the Miami Heat player development program, which is the best in the league right now, in my opinion. One of the many failings you could point to in Detroit in the past decade plus is an understatement. His inability to establish a program that helps young players eliminate weaknesses and build strength. Quinn is a former NBA player, has been a head coach candidate through several hiring cycles past 7 years. Quinn feels long past due to get a shot at the chair. He's paid his dues. He's grinded out of the spotlight in Miami. He's like an anti-Reddick candidate. Anything anti-Reddick, I take. Mm-hmm. I don't like him. But I like hiring him potentially too. He good at developing, you know what I'm saying? That's what we need. He gonna bring that culture where you gotta be in shape. You gotta remember, I was an advocate for them bringing in Alonzo Mourning to run the show or Shane Battier. You know what I'm saying? That I was an advocate for that. So yeah, I was an advocate for that. So yeah, I like the Miami Heat culture for Detroit. You know, I like the Miami Heat culture for Detroit. So I think that'll work. And this is first shot. So I think you got to give him some time. James Borioga got at Charlotte. Had they let him continue going, maybe he could have turned it around. You just never know. Sometimes you got to give these guys a shot. And people say, "What about Monty then?" He ain't young. You got that many people disliking you. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So, but yeah, he's a guy. I have no problem with any of these candidates not named JJ Redick. Especially when they say you the anti JJ Redick. I love it. I love it. I really do. So, let's carry on. Kenny Atkinson, this is probably my favorite. These last two, probably my two favorites. Kenny Atkinson has been a hot name in the head coaching circle since he was fired, getting some greater than his parts as a leader of the Brooklyn Nets. He has a reputation as creating, I would say, cheating, quality development atmosphere, and getting the most out of talent in his rotation. He also spent the past 3 seasons as the lead assistant for Steve Kerr in Golden State and Steve Kerr. Excuse me. If there is a knock on Atkinson, it would be he's already 57 years old, seems to resist the urge to jump back into head coaching gauntlet if it was a service of extreme young developing team. Also, I say X's and O history is more middling than exemplary, and I wonder if the old school coach of Atkinson is what the Pistons need. Well, he did a great job with D'Lo and them in Brooklyn, but I agree with the age that kind of scare me a little bit because of the issues with Dwayne Casey and Monty Williams and stuff of that nature. And probably you want a young team that's going to innovate unless you planning on bringing in an influx of veterans. And that's always hard to make a bunch of veterans mold with each other and put them together. That's always hard, especially in today's league where a lot of the players, they can't play without the basketball. So I like them, but I kind of agree with what the writer had to say here when talking about it's going to be hard to get him to Fonk's way with a young team. And that's been the same issue with Dwayne Casey and Monty Williams. You know what I'm saying? So these kids are different as far as, how they communicate and how they socialize and how you can coach them. A lot of old school coaches is phased out. If you ain't socially inclined to how it is today, then it's going to be hard for you to really get with the program, in my opinion. So, it is what it is. Let's keep it going. I think it's the last one. It's got like a lot too. Micah Nori. He said these days Micah Nori is a media darling as a lead assistant for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Nori is an NBA lifer who served as an assistant coach under Dwayne Casey from 2018-21. He's also routinely delivered sideline TV interviews for the Wolves, and his humorous and folksy analogies have made him someone impossible to root against. I like how they scratch 4 out. But not every coach, assistant coach is a head coach material, nor is a bit of a mystery box an assistant who has never had to fast track the head coach, but someone who is capable of filling in for Chris Finch in Minnesota when called upon. Is he ready for the big time? Particularly interested. Does he have the creative juices, turn the Pistons roster and whatever it becomes the next 3 months into something worth watching, worth building? If you ask Nori the question, I'm sure he'd have a charming wisdom to instill. I just shrug my shoulders and hope that among many talents, the president Tarjan Lane has identified as the best head coach candidate for his new team. Um, but out of these, just from I like Chris Quinn the most and Dave Adelman. I say that I don't have an issue or James Boyaga. I don't have an issue with any of them. Not obviously it ain't JJ Redick. But shout out to Sean Corp. It was a good article by him. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. I do appreciate y'all. Y'all got any other candidates y'all like? Y'all feel differently about some of these other ones here. You can voice your opinion. I do appreciate everybody for supporting the channel. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Check out the Detroit Piston Talk playlist for more videos like this. Peace.